Check it out. I got these masks in the mail, and these ones are pretty gay. I thought they were all going to be tie-dye, but then I got gay ones. Pretty exciting. I don't know when I'm going to wear the gay ones. I feel like I need to save them for like gay rights, for the gay rights parade or something. Okay, so what I'm actually here to talk about is what I said about George Bush, that murder is not as bad as it used to be because of overpopulation. I feel like I need to clarify, I am not okay with murder. Wow. More than anything, I'm not okay with people, I'm not okay with spending like years in prison for murdering someone, and, or the rest of your life in prison for murdering someone. So clearly I'm not pro-murder. I like these ones. And, but I, I was especially talking to the soldiers, because the soldiers went to Iraq and murdered tons and tons of people because of Joe Biden. In the Bible, there are two different words for murder. There is kill and murder, and killing is okay in the event of war, in which the war is justified, and murder is different. It's a different word. And so when the Bible says "Thou shalt not murder," it's saying murder. It doesn't say that you can't kill. But if you're in a situation that is completely unjust, then it's not killing; it's murdering. And the reality is George Bush put our soldiers in a situation in which they are all murderers. But is it as bad as it used to be because of overpopulation? If we do need to reduce the population, is murder that bad? It's bad if you end up in prison for the rest of your life. So clearly, I'm aware that murder is bad. However, if I was a soldier and I killed a ton of people in Iraq, should you feel super bad about it? I don't think so. The reality is, like, if you kill 1 million people, then that's 1 million less people to consume oil. So even though George Bush is the one that really murdered them, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're the one lying to convince people to murder people, if you're the one ordering people to murder people, then you're the murderer. So I know you guys are thinking, you should not say things like that. You have to worry about court. You need to stop talking like this. And what I'll tell you is, I have a right to free speech, and this court has clearly tried to do everything possible to prevent me from having constitutional rights. This judge, like, when I went to court, he's like, I don't believe that you live at your house for some reason. So you have to go talk to this lady. I talked to her. I come back to court in person during COVID-19, and he goes, okay, I still don't believe that you live at your house. You need to come back next week and verify that you live with your parents or some crap, because he thinks I'm incompetent. I'm an incompetent person. And in my opinion, the reason he was trying to get me to come back to court over and over and over again is so that I would be afraid to use free speech. It was intimidation. Kind of like sending me to jail was intimidation. And this judge has used various intimidation tactics. But my philosophy is, I'm an American. And a real American will take the jail time. A real American will take the prison time. A real American believes in civil disobedience. A real American will try to be like Rosa Parks or like Martin Luther King Jr. And they will say, okay, you can try to take away my constitutional rights. You can take away my right to a fair trial. You can take away my right to a speedy trial. You can take away my right to a due process. You can take away my property. You can try to take away my right to free speech. But guess what? I'm still an American, and you can't do that. You can try, like you can lock me up, you can take away my rights, and you can punish me unfairly, but guess what? I'm going to let you punish me, because someday there will be repercussions for what you've done. I look at the news, and I look at all these people talking about vaccines, and I read things all the time, and everyone sounds like they're living in freaking a world where I do not exist, and like, I mean, I feel like no one even knows I exist, which, like, it's like, is the Senate super duper 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 corrupt? Or is the Senate, like, do they know that I'm crazy? Like, am I like a real crazy person? You would think they would know, because I gave them a list of people to contact. You would think the Colorado Attorney General would know if I'm crazy. You would think the court system would know, because I sent it to my lawyer. I say lawyer because he's the guy that they assigned to me as a lawyer, but when I talk to him, he lies to me. And I said I talked to him once on a video that was old. I've talked to him 3 times, but really I talked to him twice. But really I've talked to him once where like, I mean, I haven't talked to him about my competency hearing because that's what I think. Oh, this is my lawyer? This is the lawyer Colorado Springs gives me? Oh, you want to make sure I have a fair trial where this guy who tells me, like, literally, he told me literally, like, you don't have a right to a speedy trial because the Constitution says you have to be competent for trial. Like, literally, he told me. I was like, well, I have a right to a speedy trial. How can you say that, like, you can take away my right to a speedy trial? He's like, well, the Constitution says you have to be competent for trial, which it doesn't. Like, this guy literally lied to me. And the last thing an incompetent person would do is call out their lawyer on lying to them. So, like, my opinion on my lawyer is, oh, you get to represent me in court? That guy will talk for me. The guy who lies to me, he'll talk for me. So I haven't called him at all. You know why? That's what I think about Colorado Springs. Like, in this city, my mom told me, she's like, the reason I took Pfizer is because because there's nowhere you can get Moderna in Colorado Springs. And I think that's the police. The police should have talked to the mayor and explained to him, this guy's not actually crazy. Because, like, as weird as it sounds, I know I've said in the past that the mayor was in on this whole situation on the drugs. Isn't it crazy that the mayor could not be in on the drugs, but then the cops are in on it, and then the cops are lying to the mayor, so the mayor doesn't even think to try to make sure that Moderna is available in his city, and so what he does is accidentally kills like a massive amount of people in the city. Wait, that's not true, because Pfizer hasn't killed anyone yet. Well, hasn't killed a lot of people yet. So Pfizer has been proven to be safe. They're about to start giving it to children soon. Everyone knows Pfizer's the best. It's the bourgeois choice of vaccine. It's because it's the most expensive vaccine. It's the one that Joe Biden took. Everyone knows Pfizer's the best because it's the most expensive when it's really the most dangerous. And so all I'm saying is this city's fucked up. And so if you guys want to be fucked up, my opinion is fuck you. And do I want to spend 6 months in prison during COVID-19? I think that cruel and unusual punishment right now is being stuck in prison during COVID-19 because they have such strict rules. Like, when I was, like, most of the time I spent in prison, I could only get out for 1 hour a day. And I was in a tiny cell with this other guy who freaking hated Jews. And I thought I was Jewish because my mom's Jewish, and he hated gay people. Like, he kept talking about fags. And in my other cell, everyone kept talking about fags. And so I think that the legal system right now is pretty freaking brutal. Like, if you go to jail right now, like, there's nothing worse that can ever happen to you. So 6 months in jail in that situation is pretty brutal. But I feel like a lot of people have gone through worse things than that. So I'm mentally prepared for anything that Colorado Springs dishes out to me, because I know one thing is that you guys will get yours. That's the thing. This police department, this district attorney, like, all these people that have completely mistreated me, revenge is coming. Like, it's not my revenge, but you guys are, what goes around comes around, and what's going to come around is going to be way worse than what you can do to me. So